right? That's something I hear all the time is we're not closing. What you're really saying is our tour-to-lease is bad. So you don't have a marketing problem. Or, hey, we don't have enough leads. What you're really saying there, typically in multifamily, is your lead to tour is not very good. We're not getting enough. And you had to kind of listen through the noise to figure out as a digital marketer, this is actually what they're saying. This is actually how I'm going to fix their problem. When a property manager says, I don't have enough leads, they may or may not be saying you don't have enough spend. I don't know. Again, I would want to look at the data, but typically what they're saying is if I don't have enough leads, it means that they don't, in their mind, they don't have enough people walking in their door. And that was always confusing to me because I'd be sitting there and knock and I'm like, you had 110 leads last month. What do you mean you don't have enough? You didn't have enough leads. And then I would look and I'm like, oh, they only had 6 tours. So it was very confusing, right? And again, what good people will do is teach you that, hey, what they're actually saying is different than what they're saying. What they're saying is they need more people walking in their front door. Lead management's obviously a big part of this. It's a big challenge in our industry. And again, I think AI is even making this more confusing and more frustrating for property managers. But again, as a marketer, what you want to do is get in with good people, understand the lingo, understand these weird terms, to Jono's point, aren't going anywhere. This is how the industry is going to operate. And again, we just want to bring clarity to it and actually be able to bring data to the conversation. When somebody says, I don't have enough leads, I don't have enough tours, as a marketer, we know how to fix that. Because it's very easy to get into the emotional, opinion-based marketing argument that happens every single day at every single property. It's opinion-based, and where you will survive and thrive is if you actually bring data to the conversation. And the 8-25-33 model will allow you to bring data. So when someone says, I don't have enough leads, I don't have enough tours, I don't have enough leases.
And that leads me to my next question. How important are response times when moving prospects through the funnel?
Yeah, we used to call this speed to the lead. If you've been in multifamily more than a minute, you've heard
another vocabulary term.
Yeah, speed to the lead is what you'll hear very early on. There is hundreds, thousands of articles you could read right now if you want to about how important speed to the lead is. What that's referring to is you're in a very competitive space. Multifamily digital marketing is incredibly competitive. Why is it competitive? Well, we just talked about how expensive, how much money is invested in these properties. How quickly you can get a response when you go to your website. When a prospect gets to your website, if they are inquiring in any CTA on your website, it means that they like what they see. They're likely submitting that information on, at least we have data to support that it's at least 3 to 5 competitor properties. They're submitting their information. If you're on an ILS platform, you can guarantee that your competitor's getting your information. Don't do that. But if that information is being submitted on your website, where you will win and lose in the first stage of the funnel is going to be speed to the lead. It simply means how quickly can you respond to the leads. And again, let's pretend we're not talking about multifamily for a second. This is just sales 101. How quickly can you respond to that prospect? That's ultimately going to determine how much value or how likely that prospect is to feel confident that they are working with a true professional. This is going to be their home, right? The most important decision they're going to make is their home. Whether they consciously or subconsciously realize it, how quickly you respond is a really big indicator of how that property is running. And I'm sorry to say this, some people need to hear it. Some of you guys are terrible at that, and that's why you're losing in multifamily digital marketing.
Tell us how you really feel, Caleb.
You're taking 24 hours to respond. 24 hours is an eternity.
Yeah.
Your competitor is going to beat that 24-hour response time. Looking at data this morning, there was a group that says, hey, we're struggling in leasing. I look at their response time, and it's upwards of 36 hours. And I'm just like, you're going to continue to lose, even with the best digital marketing strategy in the world. If you can't be quick and efficient to respond to the leads, not just with AI, because I think your next question was about the authentic content that's going to happen. Look, we all can tell the AI slop that's going on the internet right now. Yeah. Go on any social media and it's junky. The AI slop has ruined our space in a way that I think we need to pull back from very, very quickly, in my opinion. But they can't get a generic blurb that is very obviously AI. They need that personal human touch. I still believe a personal text, a personal phone call that makes connection. And it makes me want to lease with that person. So for example, I always go back to, we see a big challenge in our industry. We typically see about 50% of scheduled tours fall off between scheduling a tour and showing up.